The stage is set, dog pound. The draft is just around the corner, and the Cleveland Browns are in for a wild ride. With rumors swirling about Detroit's first-round targets, it could shake things up for us. Plus, we've got insider insights revealing the Browns owner's eye-opening comments that could change the game. Get ready, Browns Nation! These decisions will define our future. Here we go, Brownies! With the 2026 NFL free agency on the horizon, the league is buzzing about bold moves shaking things up. Report cards are rolling out on significant signings like the one grabbing headlines, a veteran QB landing with the Raiders. This shift isn't just chatter, it's a critical moment that could redefine team dynamics across the board. Meanwhile, one of the most electrifying trades included a star wide receiver who's ready to add firepower to his new squad. Analysts have been quick to assess these moves, sifting through over 60 major signings and trades. Among them, the strategies being employed are intensifying discussions about team trajectories heading into the draft. Let's be real, every decision counts as franchises scramble to build their rosters not just for the upcoming season, but for a long-term vision. Free agency isn't merely about filling gaps, it's about establishing identities. Solidifying those foundations, that's where the real challenge lies, especially for teams aiming for dominance like the dog pound aims for. After all, the clock is ticking, and every pick, every trade could shift power balances in the league. Browns Nation has an eye on how these moves can affect our build-up to the draft. The anticipation? Off the charts. Here's hoping the Cleveland Browns are prepared to respond strategically amidst this ever-evolving landscape. The stakes couldn't be higher as we gear up for the next chapter with relentless hopes for our squad's future. Insiders have been buzzing about Browns owner Jimmy Haslam's recent comments on Deshaun Watson, and honestly, they could set the tone for how we view our quarterback moving forward. Haslam didn't hold back, expressing strong support for Watson while emphasizing the need for him to prove his worth this coming season. It's a fresh take that not only speaks volumes about the organization's confidence, but also puts Watson in the spotlight as the dog pound eagerly anticipates his performance. The talk around town is that Haslam expects big things and wants Watson to recapture his form and impact, showing everyone why he was a top pick in the first place. This is a crucial period for both the owner and our quarterback, as we know how one misstep can lead to endless debates and scrutiny from the fans. We've experienced that roller coaster before, and the Browns Nation is ready for consistency. With the draft approaching, the dynamics become even more exciting. What happens if Watson shines this offseason? Do we still chase after big names at quarterback, or does that energy get shifted towards beefing up other positions? Having all eyes on Watson means every move matters. A successful season could mean a shift in strategy. A disappointing one might have us back in the trade rumor mill, searching for answers once again. Let's not forget that Cleveland has a storied history of ups and downs, making every decision resonate deeply with the fan base. The clock is ticking, and moving forward, the choice to build around Watson or not will echo in locker rooms and boardrooms alike. The anticipation surrounding Watson's comeback is palpable, and as we edge closer to the draft, Browns Nation is waiting eagerly to see if we can finally lay a solid foundation. The Detroit Lions are zeroing in on Alabama offensive tackle Caden Proctor for their first-round pick in the upcoming 2026 NFL Draft. They've made it clear they have a substantial hole at left tackle, especially after parting ways with Taylor Decker this offseason. With Jared Goff at the helm, a reliable blindside protector is a must, but here's where the plot thickens for them. Rumors circulating about the Cleveland Browns have created a significant roadblock for Detroit's plans. The buzz suggests that the Browns might be targeting Spencer Fano at the number 6 spot, which could force the Lions to shake things up and potentially trade up to secure Proctor. Honestly, this could lead to a real domino effect in the draft. The Lions' need for a left tackle is glaring, and if they don't act decisively, they risk losing out on someone who could be a cornerstone for their offensive line. The stakes are high as they look to fulfill a fundamental need, which could push them into leverage negotiations with other teams. For the dog pound, this dynamic is particularly intriguing. It showcases how closely the draft can intertwine the fates of franchises. If the Lions have to jump up the board, it might just shake things up for the entire draft landscape. Every pick tells a story, and the reality is that the Browns may dictate the narrative. As decisions unfold, the ripple effects will be felt not just in Detroit, but across the league. I can't help but feel this is exactly the kind of thrilling unpredictability that fans of the Browns have been longing for. The choices we make could force the Lions to scramble, injecting excitement as we prepare for the draft. With Cleveland eyeing potential impact players, the question becomes, will we see the Lions maneuver in an effort to secure their guy, leaving us to potentially snag a hidden gem? The intrigue is real, and as the draft approaches, the implications of these developments will shape not just our futures, but also that of our rivals. The countdown is on, and every moment counts as we look to craft our destiny. Browns Nation, let's dig into what's happening in the front office as we gear up for the draft. There's been some buzz recently from the owner about Shedeur Sanders, and his comments are definitely resonating with fans. You can feel the optimism in the air, an energy that suggests the Browns are looking beyond just the immediate future. It's not just talk, it's setting a tone that could affect how players and the coaching staff perceive their roles moving forward. The reaction from the dog pound? You know it's mixed, as always. Some are excited about the potential of drafting a player with such a high ceiling, while others are a bit skeptical, remembering past decisions that haven't quite panned out. This kind of chatter around young talent can ignite hope, but can also stir those familiar doubts in a fan base that's been through its fair share of ups and downs. Let's be real, these comments from ownership carry weight, and they could have a direct impact on how the locker room views the current quarterback competition. With names like Deshaun Watson, Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders competing for attention, the dynamic could create some intense rivalries for that starting position. Whoever emerges victorious from this battle could shape not only the offense but also the overall culture in the locker room. If Watson can regain his form, he might just solidify his place, or we might see a potential shift towards Sanders, depending on how both performers stack up in training. This isn't just about who gets the most plays, it's about establishing a foundation for a winning team. What's fascinating is the strategic implications of all this. The front office knows that every decision made, every comment from the owner, ripples through the team and the fan base. As the Browns look to solidify their identity heading into the draft, how they navigate the quarterback situation will be telling. Will they back Watson as the proven starter or look towards Sanders to inject new life into this squad? Whatever happens, the effects will resonate through the organization and into the hearts of the dog pound. This is not just about football, it's about setting precedents and igniting the passion that keeps us all riding or dying with this team. Keep your eyes peeled because the ramifications of these moves will echo beyond the draft, shaping our story for the season ahead. The buzz around the dog pound is undeniable, especially after Todd Monken's recent comments regarding the quarterback competition. He was clear about it. Reps in the offseason workouts won't be split evenly among Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders, and Dillon Gabriel. This adds a layer of intrigue as we dive deeper into the dynamics of the roster. My take. Monken's comments provide clarity amid the Browns' QB search, showcasing a commitment to ensuring the best player emerges. Fans are reacting in all sorts of ways. Some are stoked about the potential of a young talent like Sanders stepping up, while others remain skeptical, fearing a repeat of past misfires. The mixed feelings here reflect the team's rocky history, a constant reminder that every bit of hope can be followed by doubt. The truth is, the front office's moves tend to carry weight, especially when the stakes are high during the build-up to the draft. In the locker room, the implications of these decisions are profound. This isn't just about reps, it's about establishing hierarchy and sparking competitiveness among the quarterbacks. Watson has a fresh opportunity to prove his worth, and with every practice, he's under the microscope. Meanwhile, the tension between him and potential challengers could shape the team's morale. Will it push Watson to greater heights? Or will the competition create division if things don't flow smoothly? Strategically, how the Browns approach this QB competition could mirror their overall draft strategy. If Watson steps up to reclaim his spot, do they look to bolster other areas with their high picks? Or does a standout performance from Sanders shift their focus entirely? Whatever direction they lean towards could set the tone for more than just the season. It might redefine how the Dog Pound views its team for years to come. Todd Monken just made waves with his recent admission about Deshaun Watson's situation. He revealed that during the Browns' offseason workout program, the QB reps won't be split equally between Watson, Shedeur Sanders, and Dillon Gabriel. This revelation adds a whole new layer to the competition for the starting spot. Let's be real. This isn't just about who gets the ball more. It speaks volumes about how the coaching staff wants to approach their offensive strategy. With this clarification, fans are reacting in a big way. Some are excited about the prospect of a young talent like Sanders getting a fair shot, while others are wary, recalling past disappointments when the Browns seem to be headed in the wrong direction. The pressure has always been palpable for Cleveland, and every little decision reverberates through the franchise and the fan base. In the locker room, this could have serious implications. Watson knows he's being watched closely, and this is his moment to step up. The dynamics between him and his challengers could define the culture of the team moving forward. Will this fuel Watson's fire to reclaim his place, or could it lead to friction if the competition gets heated? What's interesting here is the strategic angle, how this QB battle might influence the Browns' overall direction in the draft. If Watson finds his groove and asserts dominance, they may focus on shoring up other positions with their top picks. However, if Sanders shines, don't be surprised if that shifts the entire draft strategy into new territory. Either way, the ripple effects of these decisions are poised to shape not just this coming season, but potentially the very identity of the dog pound for years ahead. The energy around the dog pound is hard to ignore, especially with the recent comments from ownership about Cheddar Sanders. It's clear that there's a hopeful light being cast on what he brings to the table. Let's be real. Optimism can be a double-edged sword for this fan base. We've been burned before, but this time feels different. The Browns owner is signaling some serious faith in Sanders' potential to not only compete, but to develop into a cornerstone piece in this franchise's future. It's not just fluff, it's a tangible statement that could resonate throughout the locker room. Fans are understandably divided. Some are hyped about the possibilities, picturing a new era with Sanders at the helm. Others, though, plenty are raising eyebrows, remembering too well the weight of high hopes and the heartbreak that's often followed. Trust is a tricky thing with us, and every comment from the top is dissected, every implication analyzed for what it truly means. The competition among quarterbacks is heating up, and this could be a pivotal moment that sets the pace for the upcoming season. Coach Todd Monken has clearly laid out that the distribution of reps isn't going to be equal among all the QB candidates, a move that suggests they're looking to see who can step up when the spotlight's on. Reports indicate Sanders might be taking the lead early in workouts, but it all hinges on how veterans like Deshaun Watson respond now that he's back and ready to compete after his Achilles injury. This dynamic is what's going to make camp so compelling to watch. The impact in the locker room? Massive. On one hand, Watson has the experience, and if he finds his rhythm, that could solidify his role instantly. On the other, if Sanders shows he's the real deal, we could see a shift that makes everyone reevaluate their roles and expectations. The competition will light a fire, no doubt, and I'd expect nothing less than heated battles for that starting position. Strategically, the direction the Browns take moving forward will be essential. My take: Haslam's excitement about Sanders signifies a potential pivot towards nurturing younger talent, which could either mean a fresh start for the offense or a risky gamble if things don't pan out. This will certainly shape their draft approach as they look to build around whoever emerges as the quarterback of the future. The weight of expectations hangs thick in the air, and Browns Nation is all in, riding or dying with whatever comes next.